Hello chess friends, today I played with Magnus Carlsen, where I sacrifice my knight in the opening, to prove that I am the gangster of chess. I can do whatever I think, against the odds I can conquer the world. Let's go. I started with e4, we have c5, knight comes to f3, knight goes to c6, you can play d4, bishop to b5, but I choose to play knight g5 in order to target the pawn. He played c5 innocently, I captured the pawn with my knight. King takes f7, the king have some weaknesses on these squares. My plan is to bring all of my pieces to attack on these weak square, so, bishop to c4 check, playing king e7, or king g6 is bad move. If king e7, then bishop takes knight, push the pawn to give a check to the king and queen. The king will be exposed if you take out your king, so, king back to e7, knight to c3, in this position, best move is to play queen h4. Let me show the variation. If queen h4 happen, then it's not castle, it's g4, the right move. Queen here, bishop backs, the queen will run back all the way. But the problem is that, black makes white position cramped, but in our game, Magnus played knight to f6, I played castle, d6, d3, bishop comes to g4, playing queen e1 or queen d2 such a bad move. The knight will come and you are blocking your own bishop line, so, I choose to play f3, bishop backs. In this position, I want you guys pause the video, and find the great move for me. Go 1, 2, okay, playing knight to d5 is not bad, because after knight takes, if black plays knight d4, then move your pawn to grab the square, then play c3, the knight will be trapped, no square to run, but I am Stockfish, gangster of chess. I played g4, if you are my old subscriber, then you knows the strategy behind the g4, my center pawn structure have no weakness, and the black king have so many white square weaknesses, so, he moved back his bishop, bishop takes bishop, king takes bishop. My strategy is to play f4, try to opening up the file for the rook, knight here to target this, move the pawn. Bishop and queen will be ready to go there, queen e6 is very tricky move, so, I played f4, can you take the pawn? Then g5, knight back to d7, knight comes, bishop takes f4, king have to go back, then queen here, making a rook battery on f-file, push the kingside pawns to starts attack to the king, position will be very bad for black, but Magnus played h6, which is a mistake, best was to take the pawn, because of h6 move, you give a reason to white to play g5, and also, you can't take the pawn, after pawn takes, the knight will be pinned to the king. So, knight back to d7, queen comes to g4, knight comes to d5. Knight jumps into d5, Magnus backs his king, we have c3, pawn takes f4. Playing pawn takes knight is not good, if you do, then queen will arrive on g5 to offer a queen exchange. After rook takes, black will take the queen, rook takes queen, and where is the attack? Black somehow managed the position to rescue all of these pieces, so, back to the position, we have bishop takes pawn, threatening to play pawn takes, try to opening up the file, also you can't play the same move yourself, it will help white to attack on the new file, and also white is threatening the knight, we have h5. Targeting this, queen back to h3, knight e2 check, king slides to h1, I am threatening to play queen e6 check, king here, then g6, which will be mate, so, he takes the bishop, protecting this and targeting this, rook takes knight, in this position, best is to play rook h7, let me show it, then queen e6 check, king slides, g6, black will move up his rook, just double up your rooks, if knight here, then takes, rook takes, then play g7 check, bishop takes, rook takes, the king will be totally exposed. Queen and knight can handle this position, it will be +6 position for white, but it's already too late. Magnus played knight e5, which is a bad move, queen e6 check, king slides, g6 check, fortunately the king have a safe square, king to h6, rook up to f5, threatening to play knight here, to deliver checkmate with the rook, black responded with knight takes pawn, rook slides to g1, he played queen to h4, knight back to e3, bishop to e7, because of knight e3, I get an f5 square to fork the king and queen, so, I played rook up to f6, which is a brilliant move also. I am threatening this, forking the king and queen. He gives a check with the knight. Bringing the king is little bad. Let me show the variation. The queen takes f6, position will be turned to black, knight takes, king slides. White will lose the position from a winning position, because the king have escape route and so on. So, we have rook takes f2, queen takes rook is not possible, because of knight f5 check will be mate, game will be over. So, he bring the rook on f8, I didn't take the rook, I played rook f7, because I want a knight checkmate, rook takes rook, pawn takes rook, queen arrives on f6, knight f5 check, king back to h7, rook takes check, queen takes, knight takes, king takes knight, and after queen takes bishop. Magnus resigned the game. Let's see how the game will be end. Enjoy the end game with my beautiful piano music. Wish you all the best. Thanks for watching. Subscribe for more. Bye bye, take care, see you in my next video.